Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now we come to the practical where we will study the RBC pipette, the red white blood cell pipette, as well as the Neubaer chamber. Now, firstly, this is the RBC pipette in which we have a mouthpiece, this red bead, 1, the marking of 101, this rubber tube, the 0.5 centimeter, and this red marking, this red bead. Similar is the scenario with white blood cell pipette, that is a mouthpiece, the rubber tube, white bead, 1, 0.5, and 11. Now I will show you the significance of these numbers in a while. So you should know about the difference between RBC and white blood cell pipette. So red blood cell pipette, it has a red bead. White blood cell pipette, it has a white bead. Red blood cell pipette, it has markings up to 101 and they start from 0. And this white blood cell pipette has marking up to 11. The size of the bulb is larger in red blood cell pipette, whereas size of the bulb is smaller in white blood cell pipette. It's smaller and it has less markings. White blood cell 1. Size of the lumen is larger in white blood cell pipette, whereas size of the lumen is smaller in red blood cell pipette. Lumen is opposite, whereas bulb and graduations, they are less in white blood cell, and lumen is larger in this one. Whereas for the red blood cell, we have markings which are greater, bulb is larger, but size of lumen, it is smaller. Now coming to Neubaer chamber, this is a Neubaer chamber which is uncharged. Now this one is charged. Now coming towards the counting of this Neubaer chamber, now the 4 outer corner squares are used for white blood cell counting, whereas this ones, they are used for red blood cell counting. This one, this one, this one, this one as well, they are used for red blood cell counting. Now how will we calculate all of this? As you know, this whole thing is 1 millimeter. This is also 1 millimeter. This is also 1 millimeter. But for white blood cell, since it is divided into 4 portions, so it will become 1 by 4. So now we will have 1 by 4 over here. Similarly, this portion will also be 1 by 4. Now if we want to determine the area of this mini square, we will have 1 by 4 multiplied by 1 by 4, which makes it 1 by 16. And this 1 by 16 is then multiplied with the depth, which is 1 by 10, and it becomes 1 by 60 for a single white blood cell square. Now coming towards the red blood cell squares. Also remember that each big white blood cell square is further divided into 16 smaller white blood cell squares. As you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. For white blood cells, as you can see, this whole length will be 1 millimeter. So now let us count the total number of cubes in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 16. There are actually 20 in number. So 1 by 20 multiplied by 1 by 20 will become 1 by 400. And when we will multiply it with the depth, it will become 1 by 4000. And 1 by 4000 millimeter cube. And this will help us to determine the amount of the red blood cells that are located here. So for red blood cell counting, we have 80 small squares. Whereas for white blood cell counting, we have 16 medium squares. So as you can see, we have this 1 millimeter length, which is further divided to 20 small boxes. 1 by 20 multiplied by 1 by 20, the area becomes 1 by 400, which is multiplied by 1 by 10, and the volume becomes 1 by 4000. The calculation is all given here. 1 by 20, 1 by 20, 1 by 400, 1 by 10 multiplied by 1 by 10, it becomes 1 by 4000 millimeters cube, which is actually volume of the smallest square, which helps us in determination of the red blood cell. For the white blood cell, we have 1 by 4 multiplied by 1 by 4. 1 by 16 is the area. And with the depth, it becomes 1 by 160 millimeter cube, which is the volume of this medium square used to determine the white blood cells. Now we are going to watch how this girl will charge the Neubaer chamber. So actually we can see over here that this pipette that is being used, it is actually the red blood cell pipette. So she is going to determine the amount of the red blood cell because it has a red bow, and also the red blood cell pipette had markings from 0 to 101, and the pipette, it was larger. but its lumen was smaller as we studied in the difference. Now she's going to charge the chamber. She will charge the box above and box below in this way, releasing slowly into the chamber like this, up drop. Now it's over here. And this is how the Neubaer chamber is charged. And we can now cover it with a cover slip and see it in a microscope. Thank you very much. There are certain precautions which are given, and also high speed and low speed pipette is given. As you know, the white blood cell pipette is wider. A drop will form more quickly at its tip and it will be larger as compared to the red blood cell pipette. You know, it had a wider lumen, but red blood cell pipette had a narrow lumen. Slow speed pipette. The red blood cell pipette being narrow, it will take a longer time for a suitable drop to form. So it should be held at a steeper angle, that is 60 to 70, and for the white blood cell, it should be held at an angle of 10 to 20 degrees. Because it is difficult to chart the Neubaer chamber, so firstly it should be practiced with a red blood cell pipette, which is a slow pipette, and then with the white blood cell pipette. Also, they're saying that the chamber should be charged at one go and not in parts, and you should try to achieve an ideally charged chamber by producing a drop of proper size. So it was all that we had to learn in this chapter or this practical of the Neubaer chamber. I hope you understood everything, and if you did not understand anything, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll reply to all of your comments and all of your queries within a minute, inshallah. Allah Hafiz, and take care and ace your auspice. Thank you.